What's up, everyone? Sean Count Blagarth here today with an album review, this time the 2011 Nuclear Blast Records release, and also 2012 Roadrunner Records release of Nightwish Imaginaerum. Many of you saw my track review of Storytime, and I loved it, and it gave me very high hopes and expectations for this record. And I guess the question that a lot of people are wondering is, were they met? And is it better than Dark Passion Play? This is a tough one, because part of me loves elements of this record, but as a whole, I feel that it is weak in comparison to Dark Passion Play. But what it doesn't have for me is it doesn't seem to be as epic and bombastic and as memorable and catchy. Where with this one, what it doesn't have in epicness, it makes up for somewhat in diversity. You have some very diverse tracks on here, and let's talk about this for a minute. The guitar work on this album is absolutely great. I mean, I am very impressed with this. This is some of the most skillful work, guitar-wise, I have heard Nightwish do. It's got the typical kind of choppy sort of riffs that Nightwish are known for, that I talked about in my Storytime review. But with this, there's more almost chugging riffs, especially on, I believe it's a Song of Myself, where there's a really awesome, like, kind of chug riff moment in there that is headbangable, it's catchy, it really grabs your attention, it just adds a whole new element that Nightwish really hasn't had before, which is more of a darker sort of sound. There's some very good riffs on here that will stay with you. The bass, Marco's done a great job, clearly audible, some really good bass lines, just some awesome stuff, can't complain about it. The drums, typical of Nightwish, nothing too like boringly simplistic, but nothing over the top and fancy, although they have gotten a bit more intricate over time. And with this album, it's no exception. Every drum sounds good, everything sounds great. Vocal-wise, Annette sounds just as good as on Dark Passion Play. And I know I'm going to hear it in the comments, but she's no Tarja. Yes, we know this. Get over it. I said that in the Storytime review. For those of you that didn't see it, I'm going to give you a short piece of what I said in there. There will never be Tarja in Nightwish. Stop it. Get over it. It's not going to happen. Never. It's never gonna. It's over with. They are done with her. She is done with them. Don't expect another Tarja album. Not going to happen. With that said, I think she's a fantastic singer. And Annette's done a fantastic job in this album. She sounds great. I'm blown away by some of her performances on here. Especially on Slow Love Slow, Ghost River, Turn Loose the Mermaids, which is an absolutely beautiful track. And so on and so forth. She's done a great job. Marco, huge props to him, because his voice is powerful on this. I mean, the evil, more sinister sounding moments sound really sinister, and then the powerful, epic, bombastic moments, he just soars right over, and it's absolutely great work. Huge props to him. When it comes to various instruments, orchestra, of course, big, huge sounding, the biggest the orchestra has sounded in Nightwish. It's just got such a huge, epic sound to it, especially in the song Song of Myself, which is a 13-minute epic, and it's an absolutely awesome song. With other songs, though, it's not so much an orchestra thing, and what I mean by that is Slow Love Slow is actually a jazz sort of blues feel. It's a very interesting song, especially for Nightwish, because this is something they've never really done. and it worked out very well for them, especially the way they pulled it off in Slow Love Slow. Is it just has such a relaxing jazz feel to it that you can't help but really love it. It sounds so good. Then there's, of course, Celtic influence like there was on the last record. This time in I Want My Tears Back, which features, I believe, a fiddle, sounds like it, and bagpipes. And I'm believing it's the Irish variant. I can't think of how you say it. I know it begins with a U. I just can't pronounce it properly, so I'm not going to say it. But features those pipes. It sounds like a tin whistle. Just some really good, catchy Celtic melodies. And even the song Turn Loose the Mermaids features a Celtic folk-inspired guitar work on the classical acoustic guitar, which is absolutely gorgeous sounding. It's probably my favorite track on the album. It's so beautiful. Then you have just, like, as I said, the bigger elements of, like, the orchestra and the choir. I believe it's Ghost River features a children's choir, it sounds like, which is actually pretty cool. Storytime, as I said in the review, featuring massive orchestrations, which is really the biggest sounding moment on the album, that and Song of Myself. That's a very awesome sort of epically huge sounding song. And I can see why they're making a motion picture based upon this, because this is going to fit very well, and it sounds like a movie in audio form, which is really cool and unique for a band to do, especially nowadays. And then you have the final track, Imaginaerum, which I think is very interesting. It's pretty much it's a pure orchestra song with bits and pieces from other songs. Like, Storytime, actually, it starts off with the orchestra from Storytime, and it works its way through the album. And that's a really great way to close off the record. It's like the final credits to a movie. It's absolutely awesome. I had to give this a score. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's not the best. It's definitely not the worst. And honestly, I think this album's going to grow on to me a bit more. And who knows, this may end up in the top 3 of 2010 this year. It's a very good record. I recommend all of you check it out, especially people that like the Storytime track. I think you people are really going to grasp onto it that like that, so I recommend you all check it out. Tell me what you think of it. Leave it down in the comments, leave me a video response, tell me what you think of it, and that's it. So 8.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and as always, keep it metal.